Hey, what is up, gamers? It's Virginia, the Buckeye Gamer here, and we are back with a video that I have, type of video that I have not done in what feels like ages. We're going to be doing a pickups video now where I'm only covering games that I've gotten between July and September, of course, which would be this month of this year, with a couple of exceptions, which I'm going to go over those really quick before I do anything else. I did pick up my husband and I, back mid-July, we went to a local video game convention. And the bulk of what I picked up there was Nintendo 64 games, because as a lot of you longtime viewers have known, I'm working on a complete Nintendo 64 collection of just the video games that were released in North America. So again, the bulk of what I picked up, and I'm talking maybe like 30, no, not quite 30, around 20 games, were in 64. Now, the only reason I'm not showing those is because I had those packed away, organized on my shelf, as soon as I got back from the convention. And it's going to take me ages to go through it, and I cannot remember what exactly I got there. So, I think what I'm going to do is just do a collection update eventually, and then start over from there. And then you're going to notice back here, I do have, if I can get my finger right back there, I do have my Rage 2 Collector's Edition up on my shelf. I'm not going to showcase that because I did a dedicated video on it. I'm also not going to show Link's Awakening, again, because I did a dedicated video on that as well. So, with those out of the way, let's get right to it. Now, I'm actually going to go in order of console generation, because we're going back as far as the NES and the Genesis. So, let's start off with that. So, first, I got 3 NES games. Now these I actually got, and again that's a lot of the games that you'll see here, I got from a local video game store that is actually sadly going to be closing down probably by the end of October. I hate to see them go, because they're really nice people, I've known them for years, but you know, some things like that happens. There actually weren't, it wasn't because of lack of business, they're moving out of the area, but it's still sad to see them go. But anyway, so I was able to get some video games on sale. And then the first one I got here is actually more my husband's. He's a big retro gamer. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original, mind you, because the new one is just meh. But I do remember as a kid dabbing into this game, and I thought it was pretty fun. But it's just been years. And then the last, next two are some of the black box, black label type games, and I'm sorry for that pounding, my cat's wanting to get in here. So we have the NES Pinball, just a standard pinball game, nothing too exciting. And then we also have Hogan's Alley, which is one of the NES light gun games. Now I've never actually played this, but I have seen previews of it, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. That actually reminds me, be right back, there is a game that I did forget. I don't want to fail to show it off. Actually, 2 games. Sorry. I actually have these in the sleeves still. This was one that I got at the video game convention. I got Wrecking Crew, which actually wasn't too much. I think I paid $15 for this. But I know complete in boxes can fetch a pretty penny. So I was glad to have this. I might actually get a complete in box. Who knows? But I just got the cartridge, no manual, anything, but I did get a nice slip cover for it. And then the last one is actually an interesting find. I have Gyromite. Now, as you can see, there's a little purple icon here. This was a video game of one of only 2. I think there might have been another one that was released in Japan, but I could be wrong. That was compatible with the Rob the Robot device. Now, basically, Rob would act as player 2, but he was very slow moving and was prone to glitches. So actually, the other one was called Stack Up, but that's a lot harder to come by. I would have loved to pick that up, but I couldn't find it, and I know, at least on eBay prices, it's astronomically expensive. Alright, so that does it for NES. I'm just gonna, I don't know where I'm gonna put these. But I'll just set them down here. I have a box sitting right there. And then I have one Genesis game that I've picked up, and that's Virtua Fighter 2. Whoops. Now, I do love fighting games. It's actually one of my favorite genres next to RPGs. And I do count beat-em-ups in the fighting category somewhat, because I do like beat-em-ups as well. But Virtua Fighter 2, is one of the classics. Really excellent fighting game. All right, so set that there. And then the next three I'm going to show you are the Super Nintendo games I picked up. Now, these I actually picked up local. So this first one here is Tetris 2. Actually, I picked it up then at that game store, local game store. It's going out of business. And you know, it's Tetris. You like Tetris, you'll like this. And the next two I got complete in box. I gotta get something off of this one here, actually. 1 second. Sorry about that. So anyway, this first one, I got a complete in box Final Fantasy 3. Now, okay, you guys are probably going to find this hilarious, but as much as I love RPGs, I'm not a big hardcore Final Fantasy fan. But I'm slowly starting to get into the franchise, and when I saw this, I got an excellent deal on it. Now, I'm not going to say how excellent, but again, it came from that game store. This was before I knew they were going out of business. But the owner cut me a deal on it. Forever grateful. I got to get this into some proper protective packaging. But I'm excited. I've had this for a couple months, haven't played it yet. There's actually a lot of games here I will admit I have not played yet, but once I get a chance, I will definitely dive into it. And then this one I actually have a digital download of, so I'm just going to keep it in the packaging. Now, this is not the original seal. I don't want you guys to get all excited or anything. This was sealed after the fact, but this is Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Again, complete in box, has the manual, the game, all the other inserts, everything. Again, this was actually at a different game store, but I got a sweet deal on it. So, again, since I have a few digital downloads of it, I'm just going to keep it in the box. You know, some game collectors are like that. You know, if I have a digital version of a game that I own a physical copy of, I keep the physical on my shelf, so it looks pretty. I know it probably sounds bad. All right. So that ends the cartridge games somewhat. And by meaning somewhat, I'll show you towards the end of the video. Now, the next few I have here are GameCube games. Now, there were a couple of these. Actually, no. Those are not GameCube games. I'll show those off separately. So the next one I got here is another Final Fantasy game. This is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Now, I do believe at that time it was a GameCube exclusive, but I heard they're doing a remaster of this, unless they've done it already. I'll have to check into that. I played this a little bit when I was a kid. I had a friend who had it, and I thought it was pretty fun, but I'm excited to get back into it. Let's see. And then this one here, this is Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. Now, I am, on a side note, I am a fan of anime. And Yu Yu Hakusho was one of them. So again, this is actually a more recent pickup. So I haven't had time to get into it, but I'm pretty excited to try that. I gotta really get into these. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up 1 second. Okay, so that was a GameCube game. Let's just cover the PS2s really quick. So I got all these mixed up. Okay, so I saw Yu Yu Hakusho, and then I got Tekken 4, which I have had time to play. I love the Tekken series, probably more than Virtua Fighter or Street Fighter, as my favorite fighting game series. So really excited to have that. I'm looking to try to get all the Tekken games that were released stateside. And then this one's got a humongous sticker on it, but I don't know if I can get this off without tearing the plastic. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, this next one is called Bombtastic. This looks like just, I haven't played it. I just picked this up yesterday, actually. It looks more like a puzzle maze type game. Looks pretty fun. You know, I got it only for a couple of bucks, so no harm in that. And the last one for the PS2 I was really excited to find is Xenosaga Episode 2. Now, I have the original Xenosaga on PS1. I don't know if I've showcased that yet or not. Which I still have yet to play. Like I said, a lot of these retro games, I make a list of what I want. This is how I work. A list of what I want for a retro, and then I try to get all of those, and then, you know, I get around to playing them when I can. But anyway, I'm excited to get into this. It's a really cool RPG. I have seen footage of it, and I know a couple people have played this before, but it looks really fun. And then I have one more GameCube game to show off. My holy grail. I actually would probably consider my GameCube collection complete. There's a couple more that I would like to find, but if I don't, I'm not going to be too upset. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Now, I am a huge Fire Emblem fan, with my first venture into the series being Awakening on the 3DS. This game is insanely expensive and rare, and when I found this for the deal that I found it for, I was so excited. I actually, there was some other stuff I was going to buy, but the remaining money I had went into this, and I'm not going to say what I paid for it. You know, that's just nobody's business but my own. But I am so glad to have this in my collection. So, I actually have played quite a bit of this. I haven't beat it yet. But I'm looking forward to beating it. So, yay! Alright. So, we got that out of the way. Now, again, these came from the local store that is getting ready to close. But I have a ton, as you can see, Wii games and a couple Wii U games. Now, what's really funny, I love the Wii and the Wii U. The problem is I don't have a working console. I just had the Wii U and I was using it for both Wii and Wii U since it's backwards compatible. I just don't have a working console right now, so my husband and I are looking into getting there's a store up the road that has a really nice used one, so we're looking into doing that. But I'll show these off really quick. Some of these I played back in the day. Some I just thought they looked cool and picked them up because they were cheap. And I actually did not take the price tags off of any of these. These are all under $5, by the way, so nothing too astronomically pricey. The first one we have here is Geometry Wars Galaxies, which looks like just it's a geometric shooter, basically. If you look at the back here, this actually reminds me of a game series called Tempest, which got its start in the arcades back, I want to say late 70s, early 80s. And then eventually it was ported to the Atari Jaguar. There was a Tempest, that was Tempest 2000. Tempest 3000 went on a really obscure gaming format that I cannot remember what it's called. And then Tempest 4000 is also out for the PS4 and Xbox One. And then this next one, you know what? I really should have taken these price tags off before I filmed. Actually just get it off this one and ignore the rest. Alright, so this one, if you couldn't already tell, that'll work. This is Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Now this is actually not a totally incredible game because it relied, I think, solely on motion control. I played this a little bit back in the day, didn't really care for it, but the original Super Monkey Ball games on the GameCube are a lot better. There were a couple aspects that I loved of this, but I was glad to have it back again. Again, I only got it for a couple of bucks. And the next one here, I honestly have never played, but I just got it yesterday, and that is Blastworks. So it looks like it's just like a creative adventure type of game. It kind of reminds me of Minecraft, kind of, if you look at the back here. So I'll get into that when I can. Now this one, I'm a big Disney fan as well. So this one here is Disney's Epic Mickey. I've really got to clean this cartridge, or this case off. This is one I had played when it first got released. A nice adventure game with Mickey, of course, and I loved it. Can't wait to play it again. Now, here's a series that I've had a love-hate relationship with, and that is the Rayman Raving Rabbids. Now, I have no idea why I picked this up. It just looks absolutely hysterical. So, I've played a couple games in this series, just not this one, but I can't wait to try it out. Of course, again, I gotta get at least a working Wii U. Now this next one, SpongeBob game. This is SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis. So it's obviously based off of that particular episode, which I think that's one of my more favorite episodes, at least of recent. So, I'll let you look at the back here. Nice little SpongeBob adventure game. I think I have another. Okay, never mind. And then we got Mario Super Slugger. It's just a Mario-style baseball game. Again, I had this back in the day when it first got released and loved it. Here's the other SpongeBob game. So I got SpongeBob Truth or Square. Now, I thought I played this before, but I don't think I have. So let's take a quick look at that. Then we got Big Brain Academy Wii Degree, which are just a bunch of puzzle-like mini games. But I enjoy these, actually. I really do enjoy these. And then next one is Mercury Meltdown Revolution. Again, this is one that I played when the Wii originally came out. Just like a maze puzzle type game where you're a ball of mercury trying to navigate through. And then this next one, the case just has a lot of stickers on it, so I need to get a new case for that. But I got Trauma Center New Blood. Now, the Trauma Center series on the Wii, this is actually a series of medical surgical simulator games. It's actually probably my favorite series on that console so far. Now, there was some games on the DS as well, but I definitely prefer them on the Wii. But yeah, if you look back here, you know, you can perform surgeries and other medical procedures. But I enjoyed it. I actually have Trauma Team back there. Now these ones are actually getting really hard to find because the publisher Atlas, for those of you that don't know, had a bad habit of publishing their games in very limited quantities. So to find that for the price that I did was amazing. So I'm going to set these out off to the side here before my face gets blocked. I also got 2 Wii U games. I got Sonic Lost Worlds. Played that when it first came out and enjoyed it. And I got Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. Never played this one, but I do enjoy the Lego games, so I cannot wait to get into that. Alright, so we're going to have to wrap up here. I'm just going to kind of speed through the rest. Now these last few are current gen games. So we're just going to go through these. So going to start with the Xbox One. So I got Gears 5. Xbox One console exclusive. It's part of the Gears of War series. Pretty close to beating it, but I love it, actually. Not the biggest Gears of War fan, but I do really enjoy this game, and the graphics are spot on. Maybe it's because I'm using the Xbox One X, but we'll see. And then yesterday, hubby and I also picked up a Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. Sort of a reboot, remake of Crash Team Racing that originally came out on the PS1. There's actually a lot of additional content to this, which I think actually makes this one a lot better. But that's the whole point of a reboot, hopefully. Because I've seen like reboots and remakes that just don't add up to the original. And then I got one PS4 game, and that is Borderlands 3. I got the Super Deluxe Edition. Comes with the download code for the DLC. Now, this is actually a first-person shooter open world game. I suck at shooters for the most part. But there's something about Borderlands that I absolutely love. I don't know if it's more of the open world concept, because I do love open world games. Where I can I have an objective to meet, but I can kind of do it my own way. That's the type of stuff I like. So I actually just started playing that today, come to think of it. And then the last bit here are Switch games that I have picked up. So this first one, Astral Chain. I've only played this for a few hours. I actually got this as a birthday present. My birthday was earlier this month from my best friend, and it was a great purchase. I really appreciated that. And then I also got Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I put about 20 hours or so into this. I'm taking my time with it because it's an extremely long game. So I'm not in a big hurry to beat it, but what I've played of it so far, I love. It strays a little bit from the original Fire Emblem formula in the sense that you have an open world aspect to it where the original Fire Emblem you really didn't. Next one we have Collection of Mana. Now, kind of a silly story behind this. This got a digital release before physical for the Nintendo Switch. I think there was like a 2-month gap or something in between those releases. But of course, I had to wait for the physical version because, you know, I'm a gamer and collector, as you can see there behind me. I actually did do some rearranging, if you guys couldn't tell. Now, these next two are actually Switch imports. And I know what you're thinking, you know, why get imports like if you can't read the language or anything. But the Switch is region-free. So as long as the game got an English release, it will translate over to English. So the first one, this is Onimusha Warlords. This does have an English release, digital only, which is why I got the physical copy. Now, this actually was brand new at a local gaming store, which I thought was really bizarre. But yeah, if you look on the back, it's all in Japanese. So don't ask me how to read all of that. And then this next one I actually do have on the PS4, and I love it. But when I saw it for a portable version, I went ahead and got it too. And this is Okami HD, a nice little adventure game that's based around Japanese mythology. But again, as you can see, it's all in Japanese. And I got it at the same store that I got Onimusha from. But I played a little bit of it on the Switch. Absolutely love it. Whew. I think this is one of the longer videos I've done. We're at a little over 20 minutes now. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this pickups video. Actually, wait a minute. I do have one other one. Now, this is actually a Wii game. And the reason I saved this for last, this is another holy grail of mine that I have been looking for eons. And I happened to find it in a local store. Actually, same place I got these two imports. And I almost hyperventilated because I was so excited. Like, I'm not going to, I kid you not. But it's actually the special edition copy of The Last Story. Now, this, I guess you can call it a quintessential RPG for the Nintendo Wii. So what's so special about it, does come with this really nice case, and then inside you get an art book. And then, of course, the game itself. But yeah, this is super hard to find now. You can find, like, the game by itself, and this is actually in really good condition. I was surprised. But that alone runs you about $80, $90 if you're lucky. But to get it in this condition here, with the special edition case, the art book, and, you know, I don't think there's anything else that came with it, but who knows. That'll run you a pretty penny there. But I got this for $50, and I'm not ashamed of it. So now, if you guys are wondering, I'm going to try to avoid hateful comments. If you're wondering how I got all of this, you know, I do save up money for game hauls like this, and I wait for deals. You know, if you wait long enough, you're patient, you keep your eye open, do your research, you can actually get really hard to find games at decent prices. And I know the retro game market fluctuates all the time. Depending on what people are looking for, that can drive the prices way up or way down. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if I should have or not, but oh well, who knows. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like and comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys later. Keep on gaming.